You know, recently it has started to feel like my childhood is catching up on me. We have Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back in Star Wars. We have the original Jurassic Park cast back for the new Jurassic World film. And now we even have Russell T Davies and David Tennant do more new Doctor Who. I mean, come on. Is Doctor Who going to be good again? So last year it was announced that Russell T Davies will be returning as showrunner to Doctor Who from 2023 onwards. And this really excited me because basically if you don't know who Russell T Davies is, he wrote the Chris Eccleston and David Tennant era of Doctor Who, the best era of Doctor Who in my opinion. Honestly, I absolutely adored David Tennant as Doctor. I think Chris Eccleston was good. I thought Chris Eccleston was a good Doctor. But for me, David Tennant was the Doctor. He is still my favourite Doctor today. He is so good in the role. And the episodes were so well written. Russell T Davies was the head writer. He was the showrunner during that period. He pioneered all that era of Doctor Who. He pioneered it to such an amazing place. And it was such an incredible piece of TV. I mean, I still watch episodes from David Tennant Doctor Who now. I've actually been watching quite a few of his recently to do this video today to actually kind of gear myself up for the video. And honestly, it's just, you're watching them and they're so good. Because yes, even some of the special effects are a bit outdated now, just a bit. You know, at the same time though, there's a sense of joy, a sense of wonder, a sense of adventure in those episodes. And they're also funny, but they're also emotional. And you're watching those episodes, and it's so brilliant, it really is. And you can't get over how good the writing used to be, and how poor it is now. It's just, oh god, oh my god. It's so good, that era of Doctor Who, it really was. And that era of Doctor Who also kind of introduced me to TV in the first place, like how good TV can actually be. Because I was very young when I was watching the David Tennant era of Doctor Who for the first time. And I just remember watching like his first season going, wow, I didn't know TV could be this fun and this funny and also this emotional and have this sense of joy at the same time. And I absolutely adored that about Russell T Davies here at Doctor Who with David Tennant there, with David Tennant as the Doctor. But then when David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith's Doctor, Russell T Davies kind of left along with him. I mean, he stayed on to the Surgeon Adventures and Torchwood as far as I'm aware, but at the same time though, he kind of left for the most part. He left pioneering the show. He wasn't a head writer anymore. Stephen Moffat stepped into the shoes of the head writer, and he pioneered the Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi era of Doctor Who. And I must admit, I really loved the first series of Matt Smith as a Doctor. I thought that's actually fantastic. And the second series, I kind of fell out of love with. And I struggled with Matt Smith's Doctor as the series went on. Like, I always thought Matt Smith was great as a Doctor. I still think he's an amazing Doctor Who, and I still think he's a great actor as well. I mean, he played Prince Philip fantastically in the first 2 seasons of The Crown. He was great in Last Night in Soho, and in my opinion, he was by far the best part of Morbius, which is just such a terrible movie, but that's neither here or there. But the thing is, though, I just kind of got bored with Matt Smith's Doctor, which kind of pains me to say that, because I really liked him as a Doctor. I just got bored with the episodes. That's what I meant to say. I got bored of the episodes because they just became meandering after a while and didn't become interesting anymore. And then when they killed off Amy and Rory, spoilers if you haven't watched the show, but you know, this was ages ago now. But when they killed off Amy and Rory, I think it was like Series 7 in the Weeping Angels episode, it was so inconsequential and anticlimactic that I just kind of sat there and went, what? And then that's when my interest kind of left on this show, because I never really liked Clara as a companion. Like, I got nothing against Jenna Coleman as an actress, I just didn't really like Clara as a companion. I never really found it that interesting. And she stayed on for like 3 series though. Like, she was there when Peter Capaldi was a Doctor for the most part as well. I mean, I think it was only the last series when Peter Capaldi was a Doctor when she wasn't the companion. I was like, oh god, I never really liked Clara as a companion. Again, I think Peter Capaldi was a good Doctor. He's a great actor and I think he was a good Doctor. But I never really got into his era because I struggled with it. Again, I found it boring and meandering, and it did feel towards, you know, the end of Peter Capaldi's era as a Doctor, that Stephen Moffat, the showrunner of the show at that point, of Doctor Who, was kind of becoming bored with the show as well. It kind of felt kind of exhaustive, and it's like, I didn't really care about it whatsoever anymore, and that was a bit of a shame, because even so, the Peter Capaldi era did have some good episodes. There's one Christmas episode where you see Nick Foster's Santa, which is a lot of fun in my opinion. There's also a great episode where you see Peter Capaldi's Doctor with a song, which I really enjoyed. Again, both Christmas episodes, which I think says quite a lot about the show at that point. But also, there was one other fantastic episode of Peter Capaldi, when it was called like Heaven Sent, again, I dare say Doctor Who fans, avid Doctor Who fans will know exactly what episode I'm talking about. But basically, Peter Capaldi's Doctor is stuck in a castle, and it's kind of like Groundhog Day, but for the Doctor. It's an absolutely brilliant episode, it really was. But apart from that, I can't really think of many other good Peter Capaldi Doctor Who episodes, which I think kind of says a lot about his era. And then we get onto the Jodie Whittaker era, and I've already spoken about his era of Doctor Who on this channel before, but I struggled with it because, not because of Jodie Whittaker, I think she's a great actress, and again, a good Doctor, but the writing is just so meh. It's just so disappointing, and it's so poor, and Chris Chibnall cannot write sci-fi. Like, Chris Chibnall is still the current showrunner of Doctor Who. He's not leaving until 2023, because Jodie Whittaker's still got one episode left. But the thing is though, Chris Chibnall cannot write sci-fi. Chris Chibnall is a good writer. He did Broadchurch, and I liked Broadchurch for the most part. I think I got lost in series 2, but overall it was a good show. But the thing is though, Broadchurch is a drama. It's not a sci-fi drama, and Doctor Who is a sci-fi drama. And there is a difference. Like, Russel T Davies has proven in the past that he can do both. Russel T Davies wrote It's a Sin recently, which is one of my favourite TV shows of the past couple of years. Honestly, it's so good. And he also got the TV show Years and Years as well, which I liked quite a bit. And that had elements of sci-fi in there, but it was mainly a family drama sort of, you know, TV show. But then he also proved that he can write sci-fi with Doctor Who. Like, he wrote some absolutely amazing episodes of Doctor Who, which I'll talk about a bit later in this video. But yeah, Russel T Davies proved that he could do both, and just so well. But Chris Chibnall has proven that he can. Chris Chibnall cannot write sci-fi, and that's why the current era of Doctor Who, the Jodie Whittaker era of Doctor Who, is so bad. And that pained me to say it again, because she's a good doctor, she's a good actress, and I don't care what anyone else says. The Doctor can be a woman, it's fine in my opinion. That is absolutely fine. I hate when people say, well, the Doctor can't be a woman. Of course it can. Of course the Doctor can be a woman. That's fine. But the problem is with the current era of Doctor Who is the writing. The writing is so bad. And so it got me so excited when I heard that Russel T Davies was returning to Doctor Who to write the 6th anniversary and also write the series from 2023 onwards. Because I've missed his style of Doctor Who. I've missed his writing so much. And the thing is, like, every summer, I'll sit down, I'll go on BBC iPlayer or Netflix or wherever Doctor Who is currently on the streaming services, and I'll go and watch some of the old David Tennant Doctor episodes. You just forget how good they are. You really do. And how much fun they are to watch. And you lose that sense of joy and wonder in the Jodie Whittaker episodes. You really do. And that's a shame, because again, she's not a bad actress. I feel like a broken record whenever I speak about the Jodie Whittaker era of Doctor Who, but it's the truth. She's not a bad actress, but the writing is so poor. And when you look at the David Tennant era of Doctor Who, the Chris Eccleston era of Doctor Who as well, and the writing, it's so good, and it gets better as that era progresses. It's so amazing. And David Tennant is still my favourite Doctor today. I think Matt Smith was great as well. I think Peter Capaldi was great. I don't think Jodie Whittaker was great. I've already said that, but I'm going to say that again. I think those Doctors all did a great job. But the thing is, though, David Tennant is still by far my favourite Doctor. And I was excited to see him come back for the 50th anniversary, which I know is like 10 years, almost 10 years ago now, should I say. But I got to admit, I didn't really like the way he was using the 50th anniversary. Like, I know a lot of avid Doctor Who fans, what they call themselves, Whovians. I'm not a Whovian myself, although I was a big Doctor Who fan during that era of Doctor Who, during the David Tennant era. But the thing is, though, you know, I'm not an avid Doctor Who fan anymore. And I know a lot of Whovians, avid Doctor Who fans, were huge fans of, you know, the 50th anniversary special of Doctor Who. And I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. But compared to some of the earlier episodes, particularly with David Tennant, again, my favourite era of Doctor Who, they compare David Tennant episodes of Doctor Who with the 50th anniversary, it's not really that good in my opinion. Like, the last 2 episodes of David Tennant, you know, the End of Time Part 1 and 2, they made the 50th anniversary seem like nothing. Same with, you know, Human Nature, the Doctor's a human for like 2 episodes. Same with, you know, Stolen Earth and Journey's End, where you compare them to the 50th anniversary special. That 50th anniversary special, that special, it's not that good in my opinion. And also, one of the reasons I didn't really like the 50th anniversary special that much was because I didn't think David Tennant's Doctor was used that well. Like, I love the fact that he was there, and there was some good interactions between him and Matt Smith's Doctor and John Hurt's Doctor as well, and I think John Hurt was great in that special, by the way. But, oh god, I struggled with that episode, and I didn't think that David Tennant's Doctor was used well because it wasn't Russel T Davies writing anymore. Stephen Moffat wrote the 50th anniversary, and I never really thought, by the way, that Stephen Moffat was a good showrunner. Stephen Moffat is a great writer. He wrote some excellent episodes of Sherlock, and also he wrote some, you know, decent episodes of the Dracula series he did a couple of years back. And at the same time, though, he did did write some good episodes of Doctor Who during his reign, during this time when he was a head writer on the show. But, I don't know. I feel that you need Russell Davies and David Tennant together to really make that work, to really make David Tennant's Doctor work. And so that is why a couple of weeks ago, when David Tennant was announced to be returning to Doctor Who for the 6th anniversary special, I got unbelievably excited. Because I remember when David Tennant regenerated as a Doctor, I always thought that was it, we're never going to see him again. Then it was really exciting to see him back for the 5th anniversary, but again, I didn't think he was used that well in my opinion. That's just my opinion there, it's all subjective. If you thought he was used better in that 5th anniversary, that's fantastic. I didn't really like the way it was used there. And I always thought, though, like, when I go back and rewatch some of the old episodes of David Tennant Doctor Who, like the ones with the Sidemen, the Parallel Universe with Rose, or with the, the Dance Manhattan, or also the School Reunion episode, or also the episode with Donna, like Midnight, and you've got Fires of Pompeii, and just so many great episodes, I'll go back and watch them and just go, if only Doctor Who was like that again. If only Russell T Davies and David Tennant came back to Doctor Who. And I kind of knew that would never happen. Well, I always thought it would never happen. But the thing is, though, we are now living in 2022. And weirder things have happened. We have Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back in Star Wars. We have the original Jurassic Park cast back for the new Jurassic World film. We have Indiana Jones 5 coming out next year. And now we have Russell T Davies and David Tennant back to Doctor Who. They are back to do more new Doctor Who. I mean, I don't know how many episodes David Tennant's going to be in, but still, he's back for at least one more episode of new Doctor Who with Russell T Davies writing. That is exciting in my opinion, because, oh god, it can just capture that same sense of adventure and wonder which the David Tennant era had. I've missed that so much, and I've always wanted it back, and I always thought it was a bit too much to ask for. Just like, at least get Russell T Davies back. But not only is Russell T Davies coming back, he's bringing David Tennant along with him, at least for one special, which is just more than enough in my opinion. But also at the same time though, we're going to get Catherine Tate back as Donna Noble, which I'm just so excited about as well. Like, Donna Noble is my favourite companion of the David Tennant Doctor Who era. Like, I think Billie Piper was great as Rose, and what's her name, Freema Agleman, my pronouncing her name, was great as Martha. But for me, Donna Noble was my favourite companion of the David Tennant Doctor Who era, because it's just this great, bond between those two characters. There's a great chemistry between David Tennant and Catherine Tate, and she brought so much comedic relief when she was a companion, and it was just, again, so great to watch and so funny to watch. But also at the same time though, it was emotional in the end, because basically Russell T Davies kind of wrote Donna's character out in such a way that was bittersweet but also perfect. Like, basically, I'm not going to go into full detail here, but from what I can remember, and I haven't watched the episode in about a year now, or at least a couple of months anyway, but like, from what I can remember, in the episode Journey's End, she's written out the series because if she remembers any of her time with the Doctor, essentially her head would explode. And that was a really good way of writing her out of the series. And I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was bittersweet because it was done in such a way that you wanted more, but at the same time, no, it was such a perfect end to her character. But she's back. And I kind of always wanted to see Donna back. Even so, I thought she had the perfect end all the way back in like 2009 or 2010, whenever that episode was. I've always kind of wanted to see her back because it's Catherine Tate. She's a great actress. She's so funny to watch, and she has a great comedic presence whenever she's on screen, on any TV show, on any film. And now she's back in Doctor Who with David Tennant, with Russell T Davies writing. I mean, what else can you ask for? That is just, it's so good that. I'm so excited to see how she's back as well. Because it's Russell T Davies writing, and he's going to address what happened beforehand with her. He's not just going to leave it out and go, oh, Donna's back. How? Because Doctor Who. It's not going to be like that. Hopefully it's not like that anyway. Hopefully it's not like that. But yeah, I'm very excited to see them two back with Russell T Davies writing, but also there's set photos of Bernard Cribbins back as her granddad as well, who was so good in that era. Honestly, I actually loved Wilf, that was the character's name, Wilf, during the David Tennant era Doctor Who, and he was in the last 2 episodes with David Tennant as well, and he was trying to find the Doctor. And that was a great little subplot in the last 2 episodes of David Tennant, when you had that little search committee with Bernard Cribbins as a granddad. It's just so good. And, according to set photos, it hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but Bernard Cribbins was on the set. of the new Doctor Who, of the, Doctor Who which are currently filming right now. We've seen David Tennant on the set, we've seen Catherine Tate on the set, and we've seen Bernard Cribbins on the set now as well. So I'm guessing Bernard Cribbins is back. I mean, he's in like his mid-90s now, which is kind of incredible to think that he's still acting, that he's still doing Doctor Who this many years later. He was quite old when he did Doctor Who originally, but apparently he's back according to set photos, and also the one who plays Donna Mother's back as well, which is quite exciting. And there's rumours that Martha's coming back. Again, these are only rumours, so take them with a grain of salt, but there's rumours that Martha's coming back. I'm all for it. There's rumours that John Simmons back as a Master. I'm all for that as well. And also, there's rumours that Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi are returning for the 6th anniversary, which is currently what they're filming, which is what we've seen pictures of David Tennant, Catherine Tate and Bernard Cribbins on the set of, the 6th anniversary of Doctor Who. They're currently filming that. And there's rumours that Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi are returning, which is more exciting to me than I thought it would be, because I always liked them two as a Doctor, I really did, but I never thought the writers really got them right, and I never really thought they got the writing they deserved. And I'd love to see, even if it's just like 1 or 2 scenes, even if it's just 1 scene, I'd just love to see a scene with Russel Davies writing Matt Smith's Doctor or Peter Capaldi's Doctor, because I know he'll just get it spot on. I know he will, because Russel Davies is a great writer. Don't believe me, go and watch It's a Sin. I think that's an amazing show, and a very emotional show at that. And also, there's actually a nod to Doctor Who in It's a Sin. There's one episode where there's actually one big nod to Doctor Who, which I thought was really, really good. But going back into Doctor Who, just the prospect of Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi coming back as the Doctors, but at the same time, they're having great writing behind them, would just be so exciting in my opinion. Like, that hasn't been confirmed it's happening, but imagine if it does. Imagine if we get all 3 Doctors together. David Tennant, Matt Smith, which I know we've already seen before, but still, seeing them back together would be great. And also Peter Capaldi. I've always wanted to see Peter Capaldi kind of play with David Tennant's Doctor. I thought it'd be quite cool, and it hasn't happened yet, but, never say never, and I think there is a big possibility, a good possibility of that happening next year with the 6th anniversary special. And also, get Jodie Whittaker back. I know she's leaving in a couple of months. I don't even know when the last episode is, but I know she's meant to be leaving as a Doctor soon. But still, I wouldn't put it past Russel T Davies including a Jodie Whittaker cameo as a Doctor in the 6th anniversary special. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't. But at the same time, though, there's a good chance he won't. But still, get it back. Get it back with better writing. Get Jodie Whittaker's Doctor back with Russel T Davies writing behind it, because that'd just be so good. And I'm looking forward to the 6th anniversary special so much, because we're going to get David Tennant back as the Doctor and Catherine Tate back as Donna Noble with, Russel T Davies writing, which is just... That's kind of my Doctor Who dream. Because my love of the show kind of left when Russel T Davies and David Tennant left. And I did enjoy quite a lot of the first series of Matt Smith as the Doctor, but it just wasn't the same. And it can be that good now. It can be as good as it used to be. I mean, now we know that the 14th Doctor is going to be, Ncuti Gatwa. I might pronounce his name wrong, I apologise if I am, because he is so good in Sex Education. Honestly, if you haven't watched Sex Education, go and check it out now before you see him as a Doctor, because he is so brilliant in Sex Education. He's one of my favourite characters in that show, and I'm very excited to see his interpretation of the Doctor, because I reckon it's going to be brilliant. And I think this is going to be how Russel T Davies introduces the 14th Doctor. I think it's going to be like a whole big thing where all the Doctors are coming together. David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie Whittaker's, why not? And they all come together, and then Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, the 14th Doctor, comes out there. It was massive, amazing introduction in the 6th anniversary special, and I think it's going to be so brilliant, because it's Russel T Davies writing. Russel T Davies pioneered, I said it before and I say it again, but he pioneered the best era of Doctor Who. There were so many classic episodes during his period. I mean, let's look at his first series. You had New Earth with Rose Tyler. You had all those episodes with Rose Tyler, like the Parallel Universe episode with the Sidemen, where Rose sees what her, family's like in a parallel universe, but then the Sidemen at the same time. And then you had the Daleks and Sidemen episode at the end of that series, which was so good. Then also we had School Reunion in that series, with Sarah Jane coming back, and K9 was there, and K9 ended up defeating all those flying sort of creatures in that episode, which is so good. I may not be explaining myself well, but I'm going to carry on nevertheless. But anyway, yes, then you go on to, David Tennant's second series, and you got the Runaway Bride as a Christmas special, one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who today, which is the first episode that Catherine Tate was in as Donna Noble, which is just one of the most fun episodes I've ever seen of TV, just in general, period. And then you go into Martha's Companion, and you have episodes like Gridlock, the first episode of Judge Dune of that series, which is absolutely fantastic, but also you've got the episode, Utopia, first introduced to the Master, and that's a series where you first see Johnson as a master, which is just so good. And that whole Howard Saxon storyline, which is just so riveting and so brilliant, and it's just so exciting. And also, you've got the episode with the scarecrows, like all the way back in the early 1900s, when you see what the Doctor would be like if he was human, as John Smith. You see him fall in love, and then you see how Martha's trying to deal with that when all these like scarecrow creatures are coming out. It's absolutely fantastic. That's such a great series of TV. There's probably episode again. Actually, the Daleks Manhattan episode as well in that series, where you got bloody young Andrew Garfield. Before Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, before he was in Tick Tick Boom and got his Oscar nominations, he was in Doctor Who in the Daleks Manhattan episode, which is so great. They really were. And then you get into, you know, David Tennant's third series, and you got the first episode of that series, which is obviously the Christmas special again, which is the one with Titanic in space, where Callie Minogue is kind of the companion. That's such a fun episode of Doctor Who. I don't care if it had plot holes. It was fun. I know a lot of people, you know, sometimes criticise the Titanic episode for having plot holes. It was just such a fun episode, though. And then you go into Donna Noble as a companion. You got Partners in Crime, and you know, the Fat just walks away, which is a great episode. But then also you've got, you know, the Fires of Pompeii, where you first see Peter Capaldi in the show. Like, he's not playing the Doctor then, but you get Peter Capaldi in that episode. And also, by the way, Karen Gillan's in that episode as well. And Karen Gillan actually later went on to go and play Amy, John and Matt Smith in Doctor Who. But she's in that episode, and that's a great episode of Fires of Pompeii. That is a fantastic episode. But then she comes back to Earth, and you've got a Santan episode, but you've got Martha back for a couple of episodes. You know, they've got the Doctor's daughter as well there. But also you've got the Unicorn and the Wasp, which is a lot of fun to watch. And you have Turn Left, when things start to change and things start to go wrong. And then also you have the Stolen Earth and Journey's End, which is just amazing. Those two episodes are amazing in my opinion. Those two episodes are Avengers Infinity War, 10 years before Avengers Infinity War came out. Because all the companions, all the side characters from the David Tennant Doctor Who era all come back in those two episodes. You've got Martha back, you have Donna back. Well, Donna didn't really go anywhere, but yeah, still, you've got Donna there, you've got Rose there, you've got Rose's mother in those episodes, you've got Mickey in those episodes, which is a bit controversial now, but still, it was great to see him when it was actually happening in those episodes. You had Captain Jack there, you had Torchwood there, you had Sarah Jane there, you had Sarah Jane's son in those episodes. At the same time, though, you had Martha's mother as well, and also you had Donna's granddad and her mother in those episodes. And then on top of all that, on top of having all those characters plus David Tennant's Doctor at his best, in my opinion, in those two episodes, you had the best villains. You had the Daleks. You had all these different types of Daleks, like the big Tide Dalek, which was kind of red and everything. I can't remember what it was called, but then you had Dalek Khan as well, and then you had Davos, which is still my favourite Doctor Who villain to date. Honestly, I have my Davos figure there. Should I get him out? I'm going to get him out. Give me a sec. But yeah, you had Davos in those episodes, and Davos was so good as the villain in those two episodes. It was so brilliant as well. It was so genius how they brought Sarah Jane back, and she was there with Davos, because she was there back when Davos was around on the Tom Baker era Doctor. As far as I'm aware, I haven't really seen those episodes, but still, it was just so good. And oh my god, just those two episodes, Stolen Earth and Journey's End, are the most fun I've ever had watching TV. Honestly, they did what Avengers Infinity War did way before Infinity War did it. Way before, and also in two episodes, because those two episodes should have been so messed with. The amount of characters they were balancing and the amount of things that they were doing in just those two episodes alone. Those two episodes should have been an absolute mess, but they weren't. They did it just so well. And honestly, those two episodes, I still watch them now and they give me goosebumps. They're just so good. But then David Tennant stayed on to a couple more specials. You know, he did the new Doctor, the next Doctor, that's what it's called, the next Doctor. That goes back into the 1800s and he meets that person who thinks he's a doctor. But then also, you get the Sidemen going on there in the 1800s, which again is a really fun Christmas episode. But then you got the Easter special, the Planet of the Dead, when basically the Buzz is stranded on that sand planet, which again is a lot of fun, that episode. And they have the Waters of Mars, which I think is actually his best episode. I think the Waters of Mars is David Tennant's best Doctor Who episode. I think that episode is fantastic. And then to finish all off, you have The End of Time Part 1 and 2. We got Bernard Cribbins back as Donna's granddad, and he's kind of the companion in those two episodes. But then also you got Johnson back as the Master, which was so good. And on top of all that, you have bloody Timothy Dalton coming in as like the Master of Gallifrey. I can't remember what the character was called, but I'm going to call him that. The head of Gallifrey, let's call him that. So on top of all that, you had Timothy Dalton coming in, which was just so much fun. And just those last two episodes of Doctor Who, I must admit, I haven't watched in about a year's time, because it just made me so emotional. The way David Tennant says goodbye, and you see him walking around to all his past companions, and just seeing how they are, and things like that. It's just so good. And like, the last line on the show, when he goes, I don't want to go. And I was like, I don't want to see you go either, David. I mean, I really like Matt Smith as the Doctor. I did, and I enjoyed his first series quite a lot, but it lost me in his second series. It really did, because it just became too obsessed with itself. Like, River Song had to be the daughter of Amy and Roy. I was like, why? I don't understand why that has to be. And like, a Let's Kill Hitler episode was rubbish in my opinion. Honestly, the last two good episodes of Matt Smith as the Doctor were the two episodes of The Silence and The Impossible Astronaut, and the first two episodes of his second series, which was great in my opinion. Those two episodes were absolutely brilliant, but then they kept bringing The Silence back, and I just got bored of it. And it's just like, ever since David Tennant has left Doctor Who, it's just felt like he's been on this slow and gradual decline. Like he's going, and then you get to Jodie Whittaker's era, which is annoyingly bad. I want her era to be brilliant. I want the writing to, be absolutely amazing. I want it to be better than the David Tennant era, which was a bit of an ask, by the way. But, still, I want it to be absolutely fantastic, but it just wasn't. But Russel T Davies is coming back. He's back, and he's writing. He's going to be the head showrunner. Once he's going to be the head writer and showrunner from 2023 onwards. And that is just so exciting in my opinion, because he's such a damn good writer, and he just did so many of the best episodes of Doctor Who. Like, one of the episodes I haven't even mentioned, which he wrote, which is just so brilliant, is Midnight. That is one of the best episodes of Doctor Who I've seen in a very long while. I actually watched it yesterday, and I forgot how good it was, because basically it's a bottle episode. It's just a group of characters in a room together, and you don't really even see what the monster is. But that's what makes it so brilliant, because it's just kind of mind-bending writing, which is the best sort of writing of Doctor Who in my opinion. And I just, oh god, I miss Russel T Davies. I've missed him writing Doctor Who. I really have. But he's back. He's back next year, and hopefully it's going to be so good. The 6th anniversary, it looks like they got a lot of promise with it, and like Russel T Davies did an interview recently, I think, where basically, I might be wrong here, and I might be paraphrasing it as well, but he said something like, the 6th anniversary is going to slay so hard that you won't even know what the word slay means anymore. And to me, that's him saying that he's going to give everything that the fans want to the Doctor Who fans, to the fans of the David Tennant Doctor Who, to the fans of Matt Smith's Doctor Who, to the fans of Capaldi's Doctor Who, and also to the fans of the Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. Because even so I don't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who era, even so I've been massively disappointed with it, it does still have its fans. And I hope the fans of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor really love her final episode. Personally, I'm not that excited for it whatsoever. I'll watch it because I'm always kind of interested when a Doctor regenerates. Like, I do think that, the last couple of moments in Matt Smith's Doctor as he regenerates, and the last couple of moments with Capaldi's Doctor regenerates are absolutely brilliant. And I'm excited to see how Jodie Whittaker's Doctor regenerates as well. I want to see how they do that, because I want to see how it kind of leads into the 6th anniversary special as well. But at the same time, though, I've got to admit, I do not care about Jodie Whittaker's last episode one bit. I just want to get back onto when Russel T Davies is writing Doctor Who. I mean, it might be bad when he comes back. That's a possibility. He might come back and he might not write the best episodes of Doctor Who, and it might not be as good as it used to be. But if it's just good, then I'll be fine, and I'll get along with it. As long as it has energy, and as long as it has a sense of wonder and joy in those episodes as well, I'll go along with it. Because the episodes don't have to be as good as they used to be. They don't have to be as good. But I really miss that sense of wonder and joy during the Matt Smith era and Peter Capaldi. I really miss that for the most part. I mean, again, those episodes of Matt Smith's era which I liked, some of Peter Capaldi's era, but I've just missed that sense of wonder and joy in those two eras. I never really felt that, I've got to admit. And I really wanted to, because those two actors, they would play good doctors. Peter Capaldi was a good doctor, Matt Smith was a good doctor, but I've missed that sense of wonder and joy. We had it in the David Tennant Doctor Who era, and which could come back soon. It could come back with Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor, with the 14th Doctor, and Russel T Davies writing, with him back as the showrunner. God, I hope it's good again. I hope it's amazing. I really do. And I hope it reunites my love of Doctor Who. Because I've got to admit, one last thing I've got to admit, I didn't used to watch Doctor Who, before David Tennant, before Chris Eccleston, because, I mean, I have gone back and I have watched a couple episodes from the Sylvester McCoy era Doctor Who, and also the Tom Baker era Doctor Who, and the Peter Davison era as well, but those episodes aren't really for me. By the way, my hair chuck outside, apologies about that, but yes, those episodes of Doctor Who, the old episodes, before the show got cancelled, all the way back in the 90s, they're just not really for me. By the way, sorry if you can hear some pickup truck out there. Don't know what it is, but I'm going to cut the video now nevertheless, so sorry if you hear some sound interference in the background, but yes. There's a couple episodes in the Sylvester McCoy era of Doctor Who, which I didn't mind. There's a couple episodes with him and the Daleks, which I kind of enjoyed, but the next episode I want to go back to anytime soon. For me, Doctor Who was David Tennant. it was David Tennant. Like, I enjoyed Chris Eccleston as a Doctor as well, but for me, David Tennant as a Doctor was when I really fell in love with the show, and I'm still in love with him as a Doctor now. I still watch his episodes, and it's just, they're so good. It really make you realise how much Doctor Who has gone downhill since he's left. And that's a shame. That is a shame, because they've had some great actors as Doctors, but the writing just hasn't been there. But I'm hoping the writing gets back, and I'm hoping the writing is brilliant when we shoot Gatwa as a Doctor. I'm hoping the writing is brilliant when the 6th anniversary special as well. And I'm hoping the show is just at least good again. It gets me back on board, because it was in the peak Capaldi era when I gave up with the show, and I'm hoping that the next era of Doctor Who, the next series with shooting Gatwa as a Doctor, the 6th anniversary as well, with David Tennant coming back, I'm hoping all that stuff with Russell Davies writing again reignites my love of the show. I'm really hoping it does, but I'll have to wait and see in 2023. Ooh, we will. But that 6th anniversary, by the way, that 60th anniversary that Russell Davies was writing has so much promise. I know Russell T Davies because he's spoken about it before. He's a huge fan of the show, and actually it's kind of one of the reasons he left the show in the first place, because he left the show in what I think was 2010, because he said he wanted to be more of a fan, he wanted to work on other TV projects, and he's spoken about how he loves being a fan of Doctor Who now, he loves watching the show as a fan. So I was actually a bit surprised when I heard that he's returning to Doctor Who. I was like, oh wow, I had to kind of do a quadruple check on my phone. I was like, oh my god, he's actually returning to Doctor Who. That's so good in my opinion. But it was very surprising at the same time, because he has spoken about since him leaving how he just prefers being a fan, but he's back. He's back writing and he's back with the showrunner, which I'm really excited about. So, little add-on by the way, one thing I forgot to mention when I was actually recording this video is that I do hope as well that they bring back Murray Gold to the music, because I've missed him doing the music. He hasn't done the music for the Jodie Whittaker era, and so I'm hoping he comes back to the music again. Please get him back, because his music for the David Tennant era and the Matt Smith era of Doctor Who, I didn't really listen to his music for the Capaldi era, but his music for those 2 eras of Doctor Who is quite frankly amazing. Bring him back. Come on, there's rumours that he's coming back. Again, rumours, so take him with a grain of salt. But still, bring Murray Gold back, because he is just so perfect as a Doctor Who composer. But yeah, I just think that him coming back, especially to write the 60th anniversary special, just holds so much promise. Get all 4 Doctors together. I don't know, make it amazing. If you can't get Jodie Whittaker's Doctor back, get Paul McGann's Doctor. You know, he would play the 8th Doctor. I haven't seen the Doctor, but do it. Make it a bit wild, a bit unexpected. Bring Doctors back, which haven't been back for a long while. Bring Spencer McCoy back. Bring, I don't know, Peter Davison back. They're still around. Bring them back. I don't know. The world's your oyster. The world is Russell T Davies' oyster. And I'm just so excited about that. The Simon could come back. The Daleks could come back. Bring John Sim back as a Master. I mean, there's rumours about that. Again, technically in assault, they're only rumours, but still, there's rumours that John Sim has come back as a Master, and I'm all for it. I'm all for Russell T Davies coming back and just making Doctor Who good again. I just want Doctor Who to just be fun. I just want to be fun again. I just want the episodes to have a sense of joy, a sense of wonder, a sense of adventure, and at the same time they'll be funny but also be emotional. Like, I still remember feeling the emotion of that one episode where, you know, Rose and the Doctor say goodbye to each other, and you have like the Daleks and Simon in the episode fighting one another, and that's a great episode because it's so much fun to watch. But then you get to the end of that episode and Rose and the Doctor saying goodbye to each other on that beach, and it's just so emotional. And it's just things like that which has made Doctor Who so special to me when I was a kid. And then The Runaway Bride came after that, which is such a great episode. And then it just continued to get better and better. And like each series of that era of Doctor Who built up something. At the end of the first series, you had Rose and Doctor saying goodbye to each other. And then at the end of the second series, you had the Master, you had Johnson as a Master. And that was all brilliant. And then at the end of the third series, you had the Daleks taking over. And at the same time, they had all the side characters from the David Tennant Doctor Who all coming together to help the Doctor defeat the Daleks. But then the end of all the specials, because, you know, David Tennant said on to come with more specials as well, you had Johnson returning as a Master, and it was just, every series had build up and payoff at the same time. It was just so good, and I've missed that as well from Doctor Who. You know, none of the Jodie Whittaker episodes, as far as I'm aware, have really had any great build up or payoff. They haven't had any payoff. Like, I watched the first two series with her, and I struggled, and I kind of tapped out, to be honest. There's no payoff there with her, and there's payoff at the end of every series of the David Tennant era Doctor Who, and there's payoff at the end of the first series of Matt Smith's Doctor, but again, it kind of lost me after that. And I just hope that that payoff gets back, and I hope the build-ups get back, and I hope that the payoffs are there as well, and I hope the writing is just so brilliant. I'm hoping that it's just fun, and I'm hoping that's just good. And I'm hoping that when Russell Davies comes back at the show, and he's back at the head writer, that the show is just fun and exciting, and just, I don't know. I'm hoping that it's good again. I'm hoping that it is. And I'm rambling on too much about it, but you can tell that I am a fan of Doctor Who. You can tell that I used to be a fan of Doctor Who anyway. But I've got to admit, I'm not anymore. But I'm hoping I will be in 2023. And I'm hoping Russel T Davies makes Doctor Who good again. I'm really hoping he does. But I'll have to wait and see in 2023. But for now, fingers crossed. Because I think exciting things are happening. And so that's why I think that Doctor Who could be good again from 2023 onwards. Anyway guys, what do you think of the current state of Doctor Who? Maybe you love it, or maybe like me, and you're not too big on it right now, and you're hoping that Russel T Davies restores your faith in the show. Please leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please click down below and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more videos coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!